Good morning, everyone. How are we all doing? It's Friday, end of the week. How are we all doing? If you're in the chat, please feel free to say hello, hi. How are you doing? First things first, can someone tell me how the sound is? Is it bad? Is it good? Lakes to sound. Lakes to sound shit. It's shit. Great. I didn't expect that. I literally, just before we went live, said to Bibi, audio is going to shit itself because I've been doing quite a few things this morning. So BRB, we'll see you soon. Nice.
Rib.
Could you say it again?
Good morning for absolutely the first time today, not the second time today. How are we all doing? Welcome to twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads. Welcome. Just checking my audio. It sounds good. Nice. How are we all doing? Happy Friday. And if anyone's been in here for a few minutes, we didn't just start the stream. This absolutely was just, it's the new addition to the end of the intro. We make it look like we start the stream, so we catch you guys off guard, and it's absolutely not because fucking Streamlabs audio fucks up. Anyway, welcome in. Good morning to welcome to twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads. My name is Graham Day. How are you doing? How are you doing? As well as me, you also have this guy. This guy's the man that we call Bibi. I'd say that, and I extended it because I think there's a good chance that Bibi probably misses the end of it because, you know, his Discord cuts it off. But yes, how are we all doing? How's things, Bib?
Yeah, good man. I'm good. How about you? It's Friday.
Are you set for a weekend of streaming fun
No.
times?
Because it's fucking pissing it down, and it's depressing me.
Is it actually? Because I have
Yes.
a blind in front of me, so I only get like the edges of it, and I can see sunlight coming around the blind. But that's obviously misleading because as soon as you pull the blind down, you realise there's a little bit of sunlight coming through the torrential downpour or something like that. So it could be that. But yeah, from where I'm sat, to be fair, it did look shit this morning. So yeah, that does make sense. That does make sense.
It's pissing it down. Like you can hear the rain bouncing. It's that hard.
I see. We don't have that. I've got like a tiny crack in it. Do you know what? I'll leave it. It's the outside world. It's the outside world. Come into the inside world. Welcome to twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads. My name is Graham Day. This is Bib. And we are Ice Cream Uploads. And in true ice creamy fashion, this is your scoop, your daily dose of news for the world of video games and beyond. And some people may say the UK's #1 video game podcast. Yeah, that might be us that says it, but it still counts. Anyway, we are here to give you our thoughts and impressions on the biggest, the best, and the breaking stories from the world of video games. And we want your thoughts and impressions on our thoughts and impressions. That's kind of how this works. So if you are in the chat, please feel free to get involved. And it's important that you do because we are live and we do go live each and every single weekday at 10 a.m. ish. Wow, it's 11:15.
Yeah.
Wow, okay, that this morning just flew by. So we do go live at 10 a.m. ish on twitch.tv/Ice Cream Upload. So we're live on Twitch, but that live stream gets turned into a podcast, a video on YouTube, and an audio podcast that goes on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, and Google Play. So if you're in the chat, please feel free to get involved on behalf of everyone else watching and listening on demand a little bit later on. Before we do jump into the news, though, we have a couple of talking points. First of all, it's a very nice. Do you know? Let's switch to Big Bib. It's a very nice hoodie you've got on there, Bib. That's nice.
It is. It's not bad at all, is it?
Is that?
Where's it from, Graham?
I'm gonna say it looks kind of like a. Is that an insert coin hoodie? Is that what it is?
It is. It's my Elder Scrolls Wrathstone hoodie. I would zip it up, but it's fucking boiling in here now. I'll put it on to represent, but yeah, it's a very, very nice, comfortable hoodie.
I mean, I don't have that hoodie, but if I wanted to get that hoodie, would there be anything I could type in the chat that could maybe, I don't know, just off the top of my head, get me 20% off my first order?
Yes, it's also in the tagline, Graham. It is ! Insert coin, and you'll be given a link to a 20% discount that you can only use once, unfortunately. But make sure you bulk all your order up. Use the discount code. You get 20% off your order. What more do you need?
Maybe more hoodies and tees to be putting into the order. I mean, you get to use the code once. Just stock up, get it all in once. Nice. We absolutely didn't plan this sales skit, by the way. It's just one of those things that happens. So there you go. Shout out to the lovely people at Insert Coin. They do give us 20% off for you guys. We don't earn on that, so that's just us getting a discount for you. So enjoy. Omega lol fake ninja. Are you actually the fake ninja? Good morning. Welcome into the chat. And thank you for typing !insert coin as well. Get yourself 20% off of your first order by using that code. Nice. As well as insert coin. We know you want to look good, but maybe you want to feel good. Maybe you just want that little bit of extra energy. We'll type !muscle moose and you'll get yourself a discount code there too. !muscle moose will get you 25% off at our friends Muscle Moose. Once again, we aren't paid for that either. That's just another discount that we've got set up for you guys because we're good like that. Nice. Anyway, welcome in. It's Friday. It's the last day of the week. As mentioned, my name is Graham. This is Bib. We do bring you the news each and every single weekday, and we've done that all the way through the week. This is the last time, though, that we do get the news from Bib for a week because he has the audacity to go and play with his balls next week in public. It's the first time he's been allowed to do that for a long time. He got told off by the government, so he's stopped playing with his balls in public. But you'll be doing that next week, isn't that right, Bib?
Weather dependent, ain't it, Graham? Because apparently it's meant to be pinning it down all next week as well. But knowing my luck, it'll be nice and dry. I'll get out there, I'll tee off, and I'll pull a muscle in my back or something and just be laid up for a week. It's just my luck. So yeah, who knows? Who knows, Graham?
I mean, this conversation, obviously we're talking about golf. I mean, Bibby playing with his balls, tee off, pulling a muscle.
Pulling my back out.
I mean, God, it's golf. We're talking about the golf, clearly. But yes, we do bring you the news. Bibby isn't around next week, but we will still be bringing the news. If anyone wants to get involved, if you guys think, do you know what, I can do that. I can fill Bib's shoes. You can, but you can try. You can try. We'll let you. So if you want to jump on the scoop with me next week, then feel free to let us know. We may even remember to put some social media comments out about it, asking if anyone else wants to jump on next week. So we'll still be going live Monday to Friday at 10 a.m.-ish on twitch.tv/Ice Cream Plus with the news. And speaking of the news, we've got some pretty tasty stories today. So obviously we are held to the news gods out there. Some days we get all the news, some days, not so much. But today we have something pretty tasty to begin with. I haven't read through the full context of this, so it could be just one of those things that just it could be the start of something. It could be pretty meaty, but the best way to find out is to jump straight in. And this is written by Tom Ivan at VGC, and it says Kojima Productions likely to announce its next game quite soon, says the art director. Studio has been staffing up for its second game since late 2020. So jumping into the article, Kojima Productions is likely to announce its next game relatively soon. That's according to studio art director Yoji Shinkawa, who was asked if he could share any details about the company's second game during a video interview with AI Hub. Quote, "Well, yeah, I am doing something for sure, and I could tell you probably that we can announce it quite soon," said Shinkawa, a longtime Hideo Kojima collaborator who is best known for his character and mecha design work on the Metal Gear franchise. Kojima Productions confirmed in October 2020 that it was staffing up for a new game project. The Death Stranding developer said at the time that it was seeking, quote, "the best-in-class talent to fill 25 open positions at its Tokyo studio." Kojima has teased his next project ever since the release of Death Stranding in November 2019. That month, he suggested he was watching horror movies in preparation for a future project, and in April 2020, he said he'd like to make a revolutionary horror game one day. The following month, Kojima claimed he'd recently had a major in-development project cancelled, but that he was in the early planning stages for his next game. More recently, he teased his next game on Twitter with images that suggested it could be Death Stranding 2. Death Stranding actor Norman Reedus has previously claimed he was in talks to work on another project with Kojima and suggested it could be Death Stranding related. In January 2020, Kojima was quoted as saying he'd like to try his hand at making smaller games such as episodic and digital-only titles whilst working on the studio's next major release. You know what? We'll pause there. Because now we're just getting loads of different avenues of rumour and speculation, because that's kind of what this is. But if there's something you want to speculate about, if there's a rumour mill that you want to get involved with, it is clearly it's got to be the Kojima situation. Kojima Productions working on their next game, and it could be announced quite soon. Bib, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, well, I'm actually going to throw this straight back to you, Graham. Obviously, the rumour mill is in full swing at this moment in time in regards to what game he could potentially be looking at doing next. I hope it's not a continuation of Death Stranding. I mean, for me, it didn't look like a game that I wanted to play anyway. I have never played it. It just isn't my bag. I want him to crack open that skull and open up that weird world that he's got going in that brain, and I want to see some more of what we potentially had with PT. I want him to go down that horror route, me personally. But throwing it back to you, what is the kind of do you want him to not go Metal Gear Solid-esque type of thing, because we're never going to see. Well, we can never say never in video games. It's very much like WWE when it comes to that. You can never say never. Bridges always get rebuilt rather than just remaining burnt. But what do you reckon, or what do you think, or what do you hope, or what do you wish to see from him and his wonderfully weird brain?
When you said Bridges, by the way, then I thought that was a Death Stranding reference, because that's I don't know exactly what, because I've not played Death Stranding. I do own Death Stranding, but it's yet another game that I have owned, downloaded, and never played. So it exists in my library. But there is many different ways that I would like to see this go. Just before I do, a Megalol Fake Ninja, how do you want me to say your name? Because I'm not going to say that every time, because that's a lot. Is it?
Yeah.
Do you want me to go for the Megalol?
Fake Ninja?
Omega? Do you want Fake Ninja? Yeah, which way? But the reason I ask that is because you ask, what are your favourite games of all time? Well, that kind of ties into the question that Bibby's asked. What would I like to see? If I could ask for anything, I would like to see Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. Even just as we were going live, we put out posts on Instagram, so I added our post from the Ice Cream Uploads Instagram to my story and put it live with the Snake Eater theme tune, because that's how big that game is for me. Even just talking about Kojima rumors, I instantly go, Snake Eater, Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater remake, please, or remaster, do all of whatever, something with that, yes, please. That's what I would love to see. I don't think that's what it is. Because there's probably a lot more that Kojima wants to do, and there's probably a lot more things that he could do in the meantime. So yeah, for me, I think it's probably more likely to be Death Stranding 2. If he wants to work on horror games, if he wants to do horror films but video games, if he wants to do episodic and potentially TV-ish stuff, I believe that's potential. That has huge potential. Without any proof, and just making my own assumptions off of what I've kind of seen over the last few months, I would have thought Kojima's next game would have been a scary game. Kojima had an itch with PT that he didn't get to scratch. That's another thing I would love to see. Kojima, and like Baby said, crack open that head and get some of that weird stuff out. Him doing that, his creative direction in a scary game, I could see myself shitting my pants playing his game. So I would love to see a scary game, and I thought that's where it went. Anyway, that thing that you mentioned there about one of his games being cancelled, I'm thinking, okay, maybe that was another big budget sort of angle, and that's what they were going for, the scary game. Because if Kojima does a scary game and it doesn't kind of hit what people wanted from PT, I think it will. It could be a case of people going, is that all it was? I thought PT was going to be this wondrous thing. So I'm thinking, if Kojima does a scary game, it's got to be big. He can't do like an indie scary game. It needs to be a full-on experience. So maybe if a game has been cancelled, it's that. Death Stranding exists. Death Stranding was successful. Death Stranding went multi-platform and won awards. So it's super easy for Kojima to do a Death Stranding 2. That's an existing IP. It's easy to get financial backing and sign-offs for that than it is to start something afresh. So yeah, I think it's more likely to be Death Stranding. I would like to see Kojima scare the shit out of me, but I would like to, obviously, fanboying, would like to see him going back to the Metal Gear Solid world. That's what I would like. Konami would likely want a word.
Do you
if it was
reckon
Metal
that
Gear Solid.
bridge is, again, we used the analogy before?
Sorry, good. I think we've got like a mega delay again.
I think there's, yeah. Let me. Yeah.
So we do speak via Discord. If anyone is new here, so obviously we can't be in the same room. We would usually do this from the Ice Cream Upload studios. We have a broadcast studio where we do our broadcasts from, but obviously pandemic, can't be in the same room because Bibby's got the lurgy. Well, he hasn't, but he could have. You never know. I could have. I mean, I did. But so yeah, we do it Discord. Sometimes Discord just doesn't play ball. So yeah, what were you saying there, Bib?
I was gonna actually can't remember. Oh, I was gonna say yeah. I personally don't think there will ever be an opportunity for him to be able to go back and work on Metal Gear Solid again. I think not even in terms of him making up with Konami. I genuinely think that he's done with that franchise. I feel like he's probably done everything that he could probably do. And seeing how Metal Gear Survive went from a commercial standpoint and a critical standpoint, I don't think he'd probably want to go near it again anyway, which is why we ended up getting whatever Death Stranding was. Again, it's not my kind of game, so I won't badmouth it to a degree because it's just not my kind of game. I don't want to play it. But in the same vein, we got a teaser of potentially one of the most infamous video gaming horror experiences that you were probably ever gonna have, and we never got to see it through. That demo will go down in folklore as probably the greatest demo of all time, regardless of what genre it's actually sat in. I am devastated that we never got to see a full version of that game. That Silent Hill game, I think, would have changed it. Well, I think very much like what Resident Evil 4 did with the over-the-shoulder third-person camera angle. I feel like that first-person horror experience changed the way that we played video games. Obviously, games like Amnesia had done that way before PT even came out. But the first-person perspective in a very narrow corridor. I mean, it was a looping corridor. There wasn't many. When you first played, you're like, what the fuck is going on here? It's just a corridor that you're walking down, you're taking in the pictures, you're listening to the radio, you're taking in the phone calls, and then ever so slightly things start to change. That psychological horror in a very confined space in first person changed, I think, the way that we ended up playing video games. Hence why Resident Evil 7 ended up coming out. Resident Evil heavily inspired Silent Hill way back in the day. They obviously taken the psychological route. But in the same vein, I think that PT demo inspired Resident Evil 7 a hell of a lot. Resident Evil had done first-person shooters before. Resident Evil Survivor 1, Resident Evil Survivor 2, Code Veronica X, and Resident Evil Dead Aim. They were both fucking terrible. All three of them were terrible games in comparison. But I'm devastated that we never got to see anything like that. So hopefully, at some point, again, that wonderfully fucked brain of his will get cracked open, and we're going to see something that will resemble everything that we've come to expect from a Kojima game to the absolute max, turning it up to 11. And I want to be terrified. I want to be sitting here in adult nappies, shitting myself playing a video game of, again, of his weird brain.
As opposed to sitting there in adult nappies, shitting himself playing Pez, which is what we often do on Friday.
He's got so much potential to give us something of that ilk, and it's been nowhere. That Silent Hill game was 10% of what he's capable of.
Yeah,
I want to see more of that shit. Even if it's 50%, I want to see more of that shit.
So it kind of is the name of, first of all, Ms. Ree says, "Hey everybody, welcome into the stream. Hey, how are you doing? Happy Friday.
Good morning."
The thing with that is the name kind of tells it all. Obviously, we keep talking about Silent Hills, but that was playable teaser. That was a teaser. That was the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah.
And there was just so much that was good about it. Obviously, I don't want to go too in depth on Silent Hills potential and PT because obviously that's just the past, and we're talking about what could be coming in the future. But
exactly,
to give you something that was so normal, but not normal, that was the thing that kind of just it put me in a world and gave me a connection and then disconnected me from reality. So you walk down a corridor. If you haven't played PT, go watch some YouTube videos on it. It's exceptional. But you basically have an L-shaped corridor, You go down it and you go down the other end. Yeah, there are some stuff in there. There's a phone and there's an entrance and there's a balcony and there's a door and with a bathroom and things like that. But you basically go down an L-shaped corridor, so it's not a loop. But you go out of one end and come back in at the other end, which that instantly snaps you out of reality. It's like, how am I back here? Because that physically does not work. I've done a 90-degree angle and somehow done a full 360 and come back. That doesn't work. So that instantly just jars. And then that is the simplest thing that messes with your mind. But then everything builds on top of that. And that is exceptional. It was done for a specific reason of it can't work, it shouldn't work. But your mind works to try and fill the gaps. Your mind's like, okay, you've gone back to the start. And that's because your mind's trying to make sense of it. So you're like, I'm back at the start, but it's not the start. It doesn't feel the same. And then you go down the corridor, it doesn't feel right. And then you go down the corridor and it's not the same. But I'm back where I begun. My brain's just told me I'm back at the start. And yeah, exceptional. So him doing that with just an L-shaped corridor, imagine what he could do with a full 20-hour game, 40-hour game, however long it's going to be. Playing PT, I had to stop. And I've told this many times before. I was sat, laid on a bed, TV on the wall, controller pretty much on my chest, looking up at the game, playing it, and I had to, like, multiple points, pause the game and look at my phone screen so that it was something in the real world and getting me out of that world, or like look at the crack in the door.
It's terrifying.
Yeah, just because you're just
it's truly terrifying.
You get inside your own head, your heart's going, you're kind of like, just.
I'll tell you what it was comparable to. When we did the Sniper Ghost Warrior event and you sent me through that fucking tunnel of death and I was shitting myself with a load of fucking geezers shooting high velocity
grenades,
BB guns. Yeah, like I was in a very small corridor with about 7 or 8 blokes just waiting to pepper me as soon as my fat ass come around the corner. They all had lights. I didn't have a light. If I put a light on my gun, that was it. It's game over. But that was the kind of terror that I'm thinking. Like, if I stick my face out, my face is getting fucking covered in bruises. Like, it was. Yeah, that's the kind of thing that I want from a video game. Like, I know there's obviously a lot of people in this chat that are like very football game or sports game orientated. That's how they get their kicks. But when it comes to video games, like, there's a reason I love Resident Evil. There's a reason I love Silent Hill. There's a reason I love these kind of terrifying experiences, because that's what video games is to me. I want to feel like I'm in a different world. Like, when I'm picking up the pad and I'm going through different areas, I want to be invested in the characters. And we never even got to see Norman Reedus' face until you leave the room. You don't know nothing about your character until he leaves that room, and you still don't know. That was the beauty of it. So he's very good at telling stories, albeit sometimes they are so fucking weird, wild, wacky, and you like, how have you even come to that conclusion? How have you even gone there? But it kind of makes sense at the same time. And I think we are definitely missing something without him making a game like this. There's been several reports, we've covered it various times, that he has been renting these Japanese horror films to try and get into that mindset, even though he said that he is like terrified of horror in general, like everything scares him, but he's torturing himself to try and open a certain area of his mind that hasn't been tapped into yet. And that's kind of like the same method acting that we'd like seeing from Christian Bale and Heath Ledger when it came to The Dark Knight. And that's what I want. That's what I want from video games. That's what video games should be about for me, in my personal opinion. That's what video games should
just
be.
Imagine Hideo Kojima at home, just like scaring the shit out of himself. Ah! And then writing a note down.
Yeah, pillow.
Just whips out his notepad. Okay, scary dog thing. Nice. Ah! So, yep. Okay, that one as well.
Yeah, but that to me is video games. That's what I want. I want to be included in the experience. I want to feel like what the journey has gone through. I mean, video games doesn't get the respect, I feel, generally, that the likes of other medias like TV shows and films. I don't think it gets the respect of everybody and its peers when it comes to that stuff, because the writers, the developers, and everyone has to go through that kind of same journey. It's not just, the producer or someone behind the scenes writing down the script and then asking the characters to, act, to a degree. It's trying to put that media across in a video game world, and I feel like it doesn't get the respect that it does in a lot of instances.
I think
and that's why
it definitely does
more
now than it has done previously. But absolutely, yeah. I mean, it was kind of kind of deserved a little bit as well in the past, because some games were just like, games started out as, how can we just churn people to give us 25 cents, stick a quarter on a machine, that's it, bosh. Video games were just churn stuff like that, and then the story games were similar in terms of, how can we just churn people into buying the game and then getting the next one, and we've only got 6 months to develop it, and so on. But now video games are film. Well, video games are films. Video games are TV. The Witcher, The Last of Us, fucking Sonic the Hedgehog. I mean, all video games are leading to TV content, and now we're at the point where video game production, video game direction is not just okay, thanks, we'll take that. We're Hollywood, we know how to make content. Cheers, and here's your content. Ta-da! That's absolutely shit.
Yeah.
That's an abomination. But now video game writers are at the point where Neil Druckmann is like, okay, mate, do you want to come and give us an hand? Do you want to come and talk us through the story of what you think it could and should be? And I think it's video games are getting to that point now where it's a case of, not always. We're not. The reason we still talk about that, the reason we all know that Neil Druckmann is working on The Last of Us content with HBO, is because it's not the norm. So video games aren't at the point where they get the credit they deserve for being pieces of consumable art, just like films can be and books can be. But we're closer than we ever have been, which is nice to see.
Yeah, we're getting there.
For sure.
We're definitely getting there.
For sure. Let's jump back through the chat, see what you guys are saying. Good morning, Bonsai. Good morning, Plumrica. How are we all doing? Gagad as well. I see you. Lake says, I hope it's something very different from Death Stranding. That game simply was not in any way my piece of cake. Do you know what? I've seen a lot of people say that. I kind of said the same thing as well, and it possibly is part of the reason why, out of all of the things on my mountain of shame that I own that haven't even fired up, that could be part of the reason why I've not started it. That said, I've seen plenty of people that have started it and gone, do you know what, didn't know what to expect, didn't really know if I'd like it, and I absolutely loved it. That said, that is the thing with Death Stranding, is it wasn't a universal everyone loved it kind of thing. Some people didn't like it. I know a lot of people that started it and went, it was good, got a bit tedious, or it was a bit too weird kind of stuff. But that's kind of what you get. You either get it or you don't with Kojima. And the thing is with Kojima as well, because he's so true to his vision, you could be a Kojima file. You could have seen all of his content and been... that's a new word, and we're keeping it. You could have been in love with all of his content through the years.
File.
But you can get audio files. You can have a Kojima file. There you go. It just sounds a little bit too close to something else that we're not going to say. Anyway.
Yeah.
So you could be a Kojima fanboy, and you could have loved all of his content through the years, but then you could hit his next piece of content, and that just might be too weird. It might jar with you or whatever, but that's because his content is true to the message that he wants to deliver. He's not trying to make content that will satisfy everybody, which is the best way to make content. Make content with your dream and ambition. And you're probably not going to like all of it. It's a shame when there's masterpieces that everyone else appreciates and you don't, but that's the beauty of being individuals. So yeah, Death Stranding was very different. Not your piece of cake, Lake, but yeah, doesn't necessarily mean that the next bit might not be as well. So even within Metal Gear Solid, I love Metal Gear Solid 3, and I know a lot of people that love Metal Gear Solid 2, but 2 jarred with me. It took me, I think, finally completed 2 after 4. Or maybe it was before 4. That's how long it took me to go back to finish 2, and it just didn't resonate. But anyway, so Lakes, Megalod Fate Ninja says, "What are your favorite games of all time?" We'll save that one. Thank you for the question, though, just because that could be a long, old conversation. There's many different avenues for me. It depends what mood I'm in, what I'm after, so I'll leave that one there. Yeehaw says, Death Stranding 2, Amazon worker delivering shite to everyone during a pandemic, which whilst also uncovering an evil plot by Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates to block out the sun and take over all food supplies. Morning, lads! He's had his Weetabix this morning, hasn't he? Hey. Good morning, Yeehaw. How's things?
Morning, Yeehaw.
Bonds, I hope everyone is well. We're good. How's things, dude? Iceman says Konami would likely want a word if it was Metal Gear Solid related. Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's me talking. What would I love to see? I would love to see Kojima involved with a Metal Gear Solid 3 remake. Do the Mafia treatment on Metal Gear Solid 3? Yes, please. Do I think that's likely? Potentially not. Potentially not. I hope Kojima does something a bit more normal, air quotes, says Gary. It doesn't happen. This is normal for Kojima. What is normal? Exactly. Asim says it will be a horror game. I'll donate £10 to a charity of ICU's choice if it isn't. Screenshot this. Somebody want to screenshot that? We need like a Google Doc that we can just refer back to. That's just like on screen like challenges or on screen wages kind of things like that, so that we can jump back to it. But yeah, no, it's very, very possible. It's either going to be a scary game or Death Stranding 2. I thought scary game until there was the news of my plan wasn't going ahead. But then again, that doesn't mean he was talking a few different styles of scary games. So maybe his big budget stuff might not happen, and maybe the episodic stuff that he was looking at might happen. So yeah, it absolutely could be a scary game. More chance of me making another Metal Gear game than Kojima. Yeah, won't go back to Metal Gear, not a chance, says Gary. And then that's where we catch up, pretty much. Misery says, hey, everybody, Steel Bonsai's here as well, which I shouted out. He'll do a horror game next, and it'll be fucking bonkers, just like it should be. He'll try and innovate the genre somehow too, says Mr. T. It's like, it's even not his innovating the genre. It's that's pretty nice as well, I suppose. But it's just the logic of, like, imagine, let's set up a scene. Imagine you sat in one of those interrogation rooms that you'll see in a cop buddy kind of film, where you've got like a police officer or two sat on one side of the desk, and you've got someone being interrogated sat on the other side with the hands like cuffed to the table, and then you've got the see-through one-way mirror on the wall kind of thing, and then like you just have a camera floating in the corner, like at eye height usually. That's where most directors would put the camera. But Kojima would instantly go, okay, the handcuffs are symbolic because they show the shackles, the blah, 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 blah. And he will start to he'll be like, okay, we want to film things. We want to personify the handcuffs. We want the camera to be looking at things from the angle of the handcuffs. Every time we move, that we want that to be really audible, so it sets the message. And it's just the way that he starts to look at things literally and figuratively from different angles. The reason I say that is because I remember seeing the intro to Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes and thought, okay, this is incredible. But then seeing Kojima's run through it, and there's an example I may have mentioned it on the scoop before, actually, where there's a bit where you see like the camera's down low, it's kind of at waist height, and you just kind of take it for granted. Okay, the camera's just low, it's just building a shot, it's just positioning and everything, and then you realise that these like guard dogs. And obviously diamond dogs, and basically that was a decision from a content perspective to give you eyes of the situation from the perspective of a dog, and it was the wider meaning of it. It's just like, yeah, GG's. Okay, this guy knows what he's doing, I suppose. But yeah, fucking bonkers, but it's good. In before Kojima announces Quiet Mountains. I think I said that previously, actually. Not Silent Hills, but Quiet Mountains. Yes, exactly. Good morning, Gagad. His wonderful fucked brain of his. If that isn't on his next game box, I'm not buying it. Exactly. He's wonderful. That wonderful fucked brain of his. That's imagine E3, couple of years time. Ice Cream Uploads continues its world domination, and we sit down with the team at KJP. Jay Boer ushers us in with a handshake and a beer because it's E3 and it's Jay Boer, so that's what happens. And then Bibby sits down and says, "So." Mr. H, Mr. K, whichever one, Hideo. Let's have a chat about that wonderful fucked brain of yours. I'm surprised Kojima hasn't put the Konami conference into one of his games. That was shit scary. Dun, 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 dun. If anyone hasn't seen that once again, go check out the Konami E3 2011 conference highlights or whenever it was. Wonderful. Madge, good morning. What are video games? Discuss. Video games are. There you go. That's my response. What are video games? Video games are. Full stop. End. Submit. Well, you're welcome. I bought Death Stranding on sale. Not tried it yet. Yeah, I have it for PS4. And yeah. Redeemed my code. Shout out to PlayStation for hooking the boy up. And never played it. Nice. Nice. Anyway, let's move ahead. So, Kojima is working on a new game. Do you know what? Hopefully it's good. Hopefully that game launches. We all enjoy it, and it gets rave reviews. Speaking of rave reviews, It Takes Two is getting rave reviews. Hey. Chris Penwell at The Gamer says It Takes Two is getting rave reviews. It Takes Two is currently the best rated game of 2021. Nice. So Joseph Fares' latest co-op game, It Takes Two, is receiving excellent review scores from critics around the globe. Fares, who once said, "Fuck the Oscars" at the Game Awards, could very well be on the way to getting his own trophy at the Game Awards this year. So far, 23 outlets have reported in on Metacritic, and it stands as a 90 out of 100. If that remains the same over the next few weeks, that marks It Takes Two as the highest rated game in 2021 so far. Excuse me. It's currently ahead of the likes of Hitman 3, Monster Hunter Rise, and Super Mario World and Bowser's Fury, while the director himself chimed in with a tweet saying, "This is looking good." Nice. Man of all the worlds. The consensus is that It Takes Two is one of the best co-op games ever made, with its sheer variety of minigame segments, and both players have their own specific abilities to add to the table. Our Kirk McKean gave the game a 4.5 out of 5-star review, saying that it's, quote, "without a doubt the best co-op game you can play right now." He added, "It's much more ambitious and bigger budget than A Way Out, which was still brilliant in its own way." The concept of It Takes Two is that you're playing as a couple who are splitting apart, and throughout this journey, the core of the relationship is beginning to rebuild. It's a 3D platformer set in a fantasy doll world consisting of bursts of exciting scenarios and puzzles along the way. There's also some co-op focused boss battles. It has couch co-op, but you can play it online too. The game's Friend Pass will even let you add a loved one or buddy to It Takes Two at no extra cost. Keep in mind, however, that It Takes Two doesn't support cross-platform play, so you can't connect a PS5 to an Xbox One player. You can play with PS4 players if you have a PS5, however, and vice versa with Xbox systems. Let's leave it there. Yes, I was just reading the tagline, the final line, but we'll leave it at that bit. So, It Takes Two is available on all of the formats, and it's getting all of the plaudits. Bib, thoughts?
Well, obviously, we've been discussing other games that have a way out, like we can play together as obviously a nice co-op experience, because A Way Out, genuinely, if you haven't played that game, if you have someone to be able to play with, that game is unbelievable. And if this is very much of that kind of same caliber of game, this is one that we have to play. I haven't seen much of it, but I'll take a lot of what people saying on board when it comes to playing this game, because usually massive fanfare, it can either be one way or the other. Like, either people are hyping it up because it's absolutely resonating with them, but we don't quite have the same tastes, or it could be well deserved and it's a unanimous, you need to play this fucking game, which is what A Way Out was. And it took us 3 years to pick it up, maybe. It was a long time before me and you actually got around to playing it, but more of the same. It's very much the same situation that we was in with Streets of Rage. We finished Streets of Rage, it's like, we need more beat 'em ups. Scott Pilgrim Re comes out, we've got that ready. And then Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is coming out at some point. That's another game that we need to be able to pick up. So more of this co-op experience, please, as long as it's good.
David says, "Why does the male character in that picture look like Wreck-It Ralph?" Does it? Let me see. I can see it. He's a chunky bloke with an orange t-shirt. I'll give it that one. Do you know what? Honestly, I am gonna say, saw this and I thought, okay, maybe not. After seeing A Way Out, this was before I played A Way Out, by the way. After seeing A Way Out, I thought, I want to play this game. It looks good. It looks like if Prison Break and Uncharted got together and had a baby, it would be A Way Out. That's what it would be. Which, I love Prison Break. I mean, first season. And kind of gradually less going forward after that. But like the idea, the concept of it nonetheless. I love Uncharted. So this, wonderful for me. And then I saw the next game coming out, and it was It Takes Two, and I'm like, ugh, okay. It looks... So it was this, and this is purely based on just first impressions. I'm seeing a book of love floating, which looks like something from either a nightmare or a childhood TV program from like the 90s. Like you could see this being on ITV after Brum in the mid-afternoon or something like that. And I'm thinking, oh, it kind of looks like Tots TV or the Raggy Dolls, kind of something like that. If you're not an old person like me, then you probably won't know what that is. But if you are, then and okay, you're old. So I was thinking, oh, okay, it's kind of, what was that Yarn thing? EA did something with Yarn. I can't remember what it was. But I just thought, okay, maybe not. Anyway, fast forward from the first reveal of that. I don't know if that was E3-ish last year or EA Play last year or the year before when we first got to see it. And I thought, okay, it's just a bit frustrating because Joseph Fares, from my opinion, from what I've seen without playing A Way Out, it looks like he's knocked it out the park. Fast forward to now, I've played A Way Out, and that kind of makes me think, okay, that is that good. A Way Out was so good in terms of it's cheap as fuck. EA Play costs $19.99. You get that for the full year. I think it was like 79p to get it for a month. That gives you access to the game and your +1 and access to the game for free. So I got EA Play. Bibby got to play it for free. Okay, well that's pretty good on its own. But then the game proceeds to just completely knock it out of the park in terms of the story, in terms of the narrative, in terms of challenging you, in terms of your decisions of content direction, and then settling you in with Connect 4 games. I say settling you in, still massively the most intense game that I've ever had on Twitch in my life. Connect 4 and baseball and basketball, and it was just so good. So that made me look into It Takes Two a little bit more. And okay, I'm happy enough to take back my initial opinions. I'm happy enough to change my mind and say that, okay, it's a completely different art style, but I believe in the co-op experience that Hazelight did with A Way Out so much that, okay, I'll throw my preconceptions about how the way It Takes Two looks away and just believe in their ability to deliver a game. And as it stands, everyone else agrees. As 90 out of 100 on Metacritic is not too shabby. Bear in mind as well that this is... It's an EA game. I know it's obviously published by, but it's Hazelight that's developing. But this is an EA game. EA doesn't tend to get much sway when it comes to Metacritic. Obviously, they smash everything anyway. But when it comes to people often, you'll see your usual Battlefields and you'll see your football games and so on, which might get high 80s and into the realms of 90s, but they kind of just like take them with a pinch. But this getting the highest score of the year so far from an EA game shows you that forget the bullshit, forget the preconceptions about what it looks like. That in itself is a great game, and it's good to see. I'm happy with that.
Yep, very.
Yeehaw says, looking forward to playing It Takes Two with the missus. I've seen a few of your streams with the missus actually, and I've not. I've kind of like lurked for a couple of minutes and then disappeared. Is it usually like weekend stuff, or do you do it through the week too? I'm pretty sure I've seen you on a couple of Saturday or Sunday nights or Friday night. I'm pretty sure it was weekend. So yeah. I'll drop by. Oh, actually, maybe I won't drop by because I also want to play this too, and this could be something that me and Bib play on next official Insert Coin content stuff. So maybe I won't drop by. So there, have that. Maybe I'll ignore you. Yeah. I love you. Gary says, Asim and I are playing it this weekend. Can't wait. Well, you know, it is about a couple that are trying to salvage their relationship, so it speaks volumes for you guys.
Yeah, I was about to say, Gary's been not slagging you off the last couple of days and you've not been here, Asim.
Absolute. So don't forget it. It's just, Gary was there going, I'm not in love with Asim. So don't forget it, Asim. It's just a phase that I've been going through. David says, oh no, I've done that bit. Madge says, happy that it's getting good praise. Trailer reveal was very enjoyable months and months ago. I played some of A Way Out with Ed Sutton, but never finished it. It was a good game. Exceptional game. Yeah. So easy as well. It's
short enough to be able to get through it as well. We did it in 2 streams of 6.5 hours, maybe overall.
Something like that. And that's factoring in us chatting on stream and stuff as well. So you could probably do it below 6 hours quite easy.
I'm playing all the mini games, obviously.
Yeah, obviously. 12 hours of not Insert Coin. Connect 4 later. I think the only game that we didn't spend too long on was the one that computer game one, because most of the other games were reasonably close, whereas that one you just absolutely annihilated me. So it's like, okay, this is breaking my soul. Yeah. Let's get rid. My girlfriend and I absolutely love Astrobot, so we're hoping it's a wee bit like that as well, especially with the haptic feedback. Unraveled, there you go. Unravel, that's the one with the yarny kind of thing. I mean, it could be good. I've heard people really liking that, but for me, it was kind of it. Little Big Planet is a game that people swear by and enjoy, but it just didn't click, and I thought that gave me
I agree.
That kind of feel. So yeah,
The Sackboy one, that I really wanted to play that as a platformer because that apparently is very similar to what the Astrobot was like. Because as soon as I think of Sackboy, I just think of Little Big Planet. So Little Big Planet didn't bring me in at all. It's not the kind of game that I want to play. But the Sackboy was of the Astrobot and the Mario Open World 64 Odyssey, blah blah blah, that kind of thing. So that if Sackboy was like that, then that would absolutely interest me, and it's something that I want to pick up at some point as well.
yeah. Gary politely says, "Ha ha ha! Fuck off, bib."
Subtly said.
Yes, that's subtly, and it sounds just like that, by the way. Ha ha ha! Fuck off, bib.
Mhm.
Fuck off, baby. We usually do Saturday nights. We've been playing UFC, knocking the hell out of each other, swearing like crazies. You love to see it. People that play together stay together. That's what you love to see. Unless you play games like Overcooked, then you probably, if you get through that, you will stay together, but you might not get through it. Luckily, me and Daniel got through it, so that's it. Bad boys for life. I wonder if it uses for sure. I wonder if it uses the "It Takes Two" Baby song. The trailer used it. Sorry, when we play it on Insert Coin, we need someone with a Scottish accent. Yeehaw! There you go. We need to commission you. So, because when a Scottish person says "bibbe," it sounds almost like "bibby." So we need a Scottish person to say "It takes two bibbe," because it'll sound the same. And it was like, hey, hear the meaning. So when we go live on official Insert Coin, it'll be like, "It takes two bibbe." It takes two bibbe. Me and you.
Yeah, we
It
fanny.
takes two. Aye, laddie, great fan dabby does. Anyway, let's move on there. Outriders. Have you played it yet, babe?
No, I haven't. However, my first taste of this game was watching Paul, friend of the show, 2707. Play this game, and it looks good. It definitely looks like a Bibby game. So it has piqued my interest a little bit more than what I've heard around social media, because apparently it was a little bit samey. I think Asim and Gary both said the same, that it was a bit too bland is probably the word to go for. For me, it looks like, what does it look like? It looks like The Division meets. Did anyone play Defiance? It's a very old game that came out on the 360. It got remade on the PlayStation 4 and then got brought out a newer version on the PC. It looked similar to Division and Defiance, those two put together. So that kind of interests me because I love both of those games.
No, I didn't play Defiance.
Okay.
I've never even
Missed
heard
out
of
big time with that. You missed out big time.
That absolutely looks like a baby game.
Yeah.
It's a wee baby game, eh? Oh, bollocks. I've just opened up Inspect Source. That's not what I meant. Okay, let's jump through the article anyway. Outriders. Not Defiance, but Outriders dev promises to permanently brand cheaters with a HUD watermark to expose their cheating ways. We can see you all. Okay, without even jumping into the rest of the article, GG's, yes please. Imagine that, jumping into a game and you're seeing like someone with a big red twat like plastered in the top corner of the screen. We see you. I mean, it may not say the word twat, it may say something else, but that's what it means. That's what it means. Anyway, let's jump back in. Where's Yin-Poole at Eurogamer says, People Can Fly has issued a stark warning to those who cheated in the Outriders demo, vowing to brand their HUD with a watermark if they keep it up when the game launches proper. Quote, we can see you all, the Polish studio said in a post on Reddit. Yes, even the person who gave themselves 600 legendary weapons. Since the Outriders demo launch, cheating has been a hotly debated topic. Progress made in the demo carries forward into the main game, so there is a concern that among legitimate players, that the balance of the looter shooter will be thrown in chaos by cheating already done in the demo. People Can Fly said that when the demo hit 2 million players, it identified 200 who had clearly cheated, or 0.01%. The studio said it expects this percentage will not grow by much as Outriders moves through launch on the 1st of April and beyond, but it wanted to outline the steps it's taking to make sure everyone's playing ball. Cheaters who are identified by the developer will see account-wide repercussions, not character-specific. Cheaters won't be able to matchmake with legit players, either, and matchmaking will take, quote, significantly longer. Cheaters will still be able to play solo, but in the future, their HUD will have a, quote, discreet but visible watermark placed on it, so gameplay footage created on their account can be identified as coming from a flagged account. People Can Fly said all accounts will be checked for evidence of cheating use on launch day and then at regular intervals post-launch. Quote, any account logs found to have evidence of cheating on them on or after launch day will be permanently banned, People Can Fly said. That's pretty clear, but what if you cheated during the demo just to try it out, quotes, but wish to go into the main game unbranded? People Can Fly said that if this is you, you must delete all your characters and items on your entire account in order to wipe the slate clean. Quote, you should not carry over any progress between demo and main game if you previously cheated, but do not plan to do so in the main game, People Can Fly said. So what counts as cheating in Outriders? People Can Fly issued a list. Intentionally running the game on PC without easy anti-cheat, modifying game files to enhance a character, which includes levels, skins, and inventory, externally modifying game time to reduce time-dependent features such as vendors and challengers, using a trainer program or similar to gain advantages within the game, using gameplay-altering programs such as aimbots or wall hacks. Do you know what? We can stop there. I don't think we need to read the last bit. I think that kind of is self-explanatory. So if you're a cheater, then get in the fucking bin. But if you are a cheater, Outriders devs promise to permanently brand you with a HUD watermark. That's if you don't get permanently kicked from the game entirely already. Bib, what are your thoughts?
I think this is brilliant. I hope the HUD watermark, everybody else can see it that's in the game world. I think that would be amazing if that's something that you have the again. I haven't booted it up to have a look at it yet, but the only way that if it's on your HUD watermark, the only time that people would see it is if you were streaming. But if I was in the same game world as that person, then hopefully I'd be able to see who the cheaters are. But this is brilliant. I mean, I would like them to go a step further and ban that account anyway, so they don't have to, delete all of their progress and take it through. I just ban that account, so they'd have to create. Deleting all your stuff is probably the same anyway, but it'd be nice if it just got permanently banned so they can't play it in the full game anyway. But I mean, flagging them up as a cheater is fantastic if everybody else can see it as well, because it's just it's like a name and shame thing. A lot of people always want to see name and shames in video games, especially if you're a cheating arsehole. So to have that potentially in there would be fantastic. But yeah, we don't see much of this. Like, obviously, if you are looking after a particular product and there is cheaters out there, you don't want to show your hand when it comes to cheating, because people will always find ways around it if you do. But the fact that they're openly outing people for this, massive, like golf clap. Fantastic.
Yeah, you love to see it. You love to see it. Imagine being there on a team, winning a game, thinking, "Oh, do you know what? We're being carried by this guy," and then, like, I don't know, maybe I've not played it, so I'm just going to make assumptions based on PUBG and things like that. So let's say it's a deathmatchy kind of element to it, and I'm down and I go check someone's kill cam, or I'm watching someone spectate, or whatever it is, and you just see that on the screen. I would be ripping into them, it's what you get. It's what you get. The interesting thing in the article for me, though, was that what if you've cheated just to try it out?
Yeah, who's doing that though? Who's thinking, oh, there's some cheats here, I'm going to try it out. Like, if you're playing an online game and you're trying cheats out, we've seen Fortnite, high-profile Fortnite players get banned for life for that. Like, there's no excuse. You're trying to gain the edge. You're trying to 600 weapons and timing yourself so it doesn't take you as long to do. That's cheating, my friend. You are trying to manipulate the system for your own benefit. Get the fuck out of here.
That's like being 16 years old and almost at the point of a full adult, so 18 on your 18th birthday, that's your release day. That's launch day of being an adult. So at 16, sorry, officer, I just wanted to try murder, but I'm not going to do it in the full game. Oh, it's all right, little. Yeah, go on, crack on. They're just walking there with a machete covered in blood. No, it's still cheating. Get out. I mean, I know that's obviously not the perfect analogy, but there's no excuse. You're still pissing on people's chips. You're still pissing on bonfires. You're ruining people's time by doing that. Even if you're doing it now for test purposes, there's better ways of doing that. Speak to the fucking developers if you want to learn about that. Obviously, you can't get everything from them because developers aren't going to tell you anything for security reasons, and also just because they don't want to be seen to. Oh yeah, there's cheating. They will obviously. They want to look after their own reputations and stuff. But yeah, if you are that one top level journalist, then maybe there's situations where that can count. If you're just someone that streams from Manchester, England, on the UK's best video gaming channel, and you've just got maybe an award-winning podcast that's just not won awards, then I know that's it. We're an award-winning podcast that's still yet to win an award. Nice, but yeah, then maybe at that point you can look into something. But if you're just doing it for your own content or your own means, and then get out.
I've seen Dex's comment in there. Not sure I like the idea of watermarking cheaters, to be honest. Permanent ban is surely the best bet. Here's why I don't like it. Someone gets a watermark, next person sees it and thinks it's okay to be playing and cheating. What's that above my head? I'll do it as well. It feels like it's to become acceptable. I absolutely agree. I do think it will be a badge of honor to some arseholes that are out there. However, if you're having a watermark in a game, it would be amazing if you could filter those people out, because it should be just as easy to put a watermark on someone's head if you could filter them out. That's surely the only way to go, because other people will be using it as a badge of honor and you don't want to play with those assholes. I mean, but if all the assholes had to play in an arena themselves, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, just watch them out arsehole each other, getting pissy and moaning because them hacks that you're spending 20 quid a month on don't work against the guy that's he's only spending 16 quid on his hack and he keeps doing me every time. And look at it!
That would be amazing.
Yeah, what's the word what was I about to say? Yeah, that's it. We've all been in Twitch chats, or we've probably all been in Twitch chats, where you've seen someone that just wants to piss off a streamer and get banned. You've probably all been in a Twitch chat where we actually even had it the other day, where someone asks to be banned. Ban me. People do see these things as badges of honors. And is Outriders, it's free on Xbox Game Pass, right? Is it free in general?
It will be, yeah. It's free on Games Pass, but only on the Xbox. You can't get it's not coming to Games Pass on PC. That's what Paul said anyway.
So there is that to consider, that there'll be a lot of people that can play that game that have had no financial investment to get to that point. Obviously, forgetting the Xbox fee, but that's something they're going to pay anyway. So they get this game as an extra on top of that, and they don't care about the game. They don't see themselves playing this game, and they will be happy to go in and cause shit. You get that when with a lot of free to play games, you do get people abusing those because, okay, I'll create an account, it's free to play, bosh, I'll do another one, free to play, bosh, and without any sort of verification or in-depth verification, you get people that will just do that for the sake of it. So you will get cheaters in there. Love the idea of seeing them branded, but yeah, there is also, as Dex says, definite ramifications in terms of, is that a badge of honor? Is that a medal that people will wear with pride? Like the ban me from chat, knobheads. Yeah, it will be. Not only that, they will be permanently branded. It says in the title of this. What if someone, I mean, I have a very stern view on cheaters, but I also have the view that people, you can do your crime and do your time and be a better person as a result of it. If they're permanently branded with cheaters, should someone being a dick, and I say being a dick, you could just be a stupid kid. And then let's say you're playing Outriders. If this is an live service, open-ended product, 3 years down the line, you played it every day, and you're still getting bullied by people online because you cheated and then kind of fixed your ways and became quite a proactive member of the community. Does that badge work in that sort of way then? So there is all sorts of negatives. My instant knee-jerk reaction is love it, but there are, when you stop and think about it, there's some ramifications. Sorry, what were you going to say?
Yeah, there's two ways that I can go against that. Is fair enough if you are a kid arsehole kid at that. You still have to go out of your way to learn and figure out how to do these cheats. That is wrong. The second way, and they've said if you wanted to start the game without the watermark, you have to start from the beginning again. That's if you've got a level 100 character, for instance, in a video game, and you've managed to cheat your way to 50 of those levels, they're giving you the option of starting again from scratch. You may have played the game for 400 hours to be able to get the best arm and the best weapons and whatever, but then you've cheated your way to the other 50 levels, and it's only taking you an extra 100 rather than another 400. Like in various MMOs, that's very common for people to be able to grind out to get the particular armor that they want. They will pour hundreds of hours to be able to get into this. If they've cheated their way to get to the best in less time it's taking everybody else, either get banned permanently, take your licks, you've been an arsehole, you've gone out of your way to ruin the experience for everybody else, regardless of how old you are. You've gone out of your way. It don't matter if you're a child or you're an adult. You've found out how to do this because some older arsehole on the internet has decided to post it. People don't find cheats by accident 99 out of 100%, 100 times. 99 out of 100, they don't come across them by accident. This is all tactically found. They've gone out and they've seeked how to be able to do this stuff. It's very rare that someone will be able to find a particular way of cheating without it being just a massive coincidence. So they've give you the option, like you either get banned by going into the game with your account as it stands, or you start from the beginning again. And I think that's very fair. I do think that's very, very fair.
Yeah, I mean, you can guarantee that you'll see people going, okay, well, I did a bit of cheating just to try it out, but I got to level 50 on my own, and then the other 50 levels were they were the cheat. So can you not drop me back down to 50? And it's like, no, you pay your penance. You did a crime. The crime, you can't just go,
Sure.
oh, well, I did the crime, so sorry for doing the crime. Are we all clear now? No, that's just you apologizing. You need to pay your penance. If you've done 50 levels and cheated 50 levels, well, you lose your 50 levels. That's your crime. You start again.
Yeah.
And where does that stop? Do you, if you went up 70 levels and then cheated 30 levels, can they take 30 off you? No, there is no. It's just all or nothing. You go back to scratch and start again. Anything that you've done has been tainted. Start again. Wipe the slate clean, and that's the only option.
I genuinely think that's fair as fuck. I don't see it like if you've gone out of your way to cheat. Again, I'll say it one more time for the people at the back. If you've genuinely gone out of your way to try and find out how to cheat, a lot of times it is nowhere near a coincidence. You've found a strategy guide that's for cheaters online, and you've managed to shoot a gun in a particular place through a wall that's got a glitch in it, or you've been able to. What was that one on CS team got banned because one of them jumped on top of each other to shoot over a wall? Like, that's not a coincidence. You haven't just found that out. You've literally gone through every single pixel of that game to try and find out an exploit. You're rightly so, you're having your account banned and you're not able to compete anymore. That's just the way it is. You've gone out of your way to ruin everybody else's experience.
I thought you were allowed to do that stacking stuff. I didn't realize that was against the rules. I have seen the clip of it, but I've not seen it in context. I've just seen the clip, and I thought, oh, clearly stacking is something that you're allowed to do. I didn't realize. I don't know if it's even called.
No, that's it, mate.
Wow,
that's it. You're gone. Like you've manipulated the game to your own benefit and ruined it for everybody else. So for me, as soon as you cross that line, it's not unknowingly. You've purposely figured out how to do that in a bit.
Kickoff glitches. Sorry.
I know another thing as well. It's like, you know, the speed running thing that always gets me, because a lot of the times the speed run isn't playing the game completely. You find him like that. I was watching a Mario Kart one the other day, and I think it was not on Rainbow Road, but basically you had to get a mushroom and you had to charge at a certain place, but you didn't go off one track onto another. You have to hit a wall in a particular place, and it would move you forward a lap, because you're not jumping from one track to another. You're literally hitting a wall in a certain crack in the wall, and it would ensure that you finished. It would just tack on a lap on top of you, so you'd finish the lap in 30. You'd finish the 3 laps in 30 seconds. It takes 10 seconds to get there every time. Like, how is that speed running? You're manipulating the game to be able to try and finish it faster. Fantastic, but it's not a legitimate speed run because you're not finished the game in the way it was intended to.
I remember Mario Kart 64 had, I want to say it was a snowish map. It might not have been, but I can't remember it. I didn't play much of the actual raid. It was just more like deathmatchy sort of stuff that I was doing. But I remember the map. Let's just say it was an oval-shaped map, and it had basically the start and end line on one side. And rather than going all the way around the map, you could basically just drive into the middle of this field in the oval, and as long as you went far enough out, the game thought, oh, you've gone there, so you basically just go straight out and come straight back, and then go through the checkpoint and go straight out back through the checkpoint, and you do the lap in 20 seconds, whereas everyone else it's taking them 50 odd seconds, and yeah, it's just like you're not playing the game. You're playing.
That's not speed running.
You're playing yourself. That's what you're playing.
You might finish first, fair enough, if that's what you want. But this is the difference where I know a lot of people will be pissed off because it's that as soon as you step into a competitive environment, that's what you have to do. If you ain't first, you're last. That kind of thing. But that's completely different. If you are manipulating the game to your benefit, then that's not playing it to its full extent, shall we say?
Something like the stacking stuff. I'll listen to conversations on that, because if you're not broken the game and the game is broken, you're exploiting that. I'll listen to conversations. I'm not saying I'm going to agree with you, but I'll listen to conversations on that. But people that actively are coming in with code amended, with cheats installed on their systems that changes the environment. Okay, that's not even a conversation I'm going to listen to. I'll listen to the first ones and we can have a discussion. The second one is beyond discussion. That is just wrong. You knowingly have come in with something outside of the game. That's the same thing with stream snipers. Some people don't see the issue with stream snipers, and it's like you are getting information that isn't freely available to you in your play of the game. It is cheating. It's as simple as that. And like you hear. We play a lot of PES. You hear people stream sniping streamers and going, it's stream sniping, and I'd call it soft stream sniping in terms of it's not the same as stream sniping someone in a game of Fortnite or PUBG or whatever, because that can ruin the game and end the game. You can stream snipe in matchmaking, and then you've still got to play the game against them in something like football, because you can't. The benefit of seeing where they are positionally, if you're looking at the other screen, you're getting beaten on the main game kind of thing. So but it's still cheating. You're using information that's available to you outside of the platform of the game, out of the realms of normal gameplay. It's cheating. It's as simple as that. It is cheating. But anyway, let's put the pin in this. But Outriders will ban cheaters and will brand some of them as well. So it'd be interesting to see how that goes. Gary says, if someone is putting in hundreds of hours into Outriders, then they should automatically get a ban. Don't think he's a fan. He also says, pissing on people's chips, Graham Day, March 2021. I've said that many, many times. Is that not like a regular phrase? I use that phrase all the time. I'm pretty sure a bunch of people around me do, like pissing on your chips kind of thing, in terms of, do you not say that, babe?
Sorry, I was reading Dex's comment. What did you say? Sorry.
Pissing on people's chips, pissing on your chips. Is that a phrase that you've heard and used? Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. But many a time.
Okay. Just Gary.
I don't know if it's a northern thing.
Yeah, it probably is. The last time I heard a word Scottish accent was Highlander. Wonderful film, so I'll take that as a compliment. Thank you. Generic as fuck, says Gary. Yeah, definitely don't think he's an Outriders fan. Janky was the word I'd use. I watched the Deviants TV show, if that counts, as Luke Bastille, to which David said...
I've never watched it.
That might count because the game was based on the TV show. The TV show and the game story was supposed to intertwine, but then that never really happened, and then the show was canned, and the game limped on for a while. Nope, no idea. Never even heard of it. I might have seen the TV show or something, but yeah, nope, miss me. A friend of mine is full of praise for Outriders, says it's what Destiny 2 and Anthem should have been. I mean, some people are enjoying it. MC Fixer himself has just been given the title of ambassador by Square Enix, so he's clearly loving life playing Outriders. So yeah, feel free to give it a try. Let us know if you do like it or not. Named Cry Shadow says hello. Hey, how you doing? Welcome in. Where did we get to? How about the watermark makes it so that they show up on the map at all times with a bounty? It might piss them off enough not to play for a while. Imagine, not to play anymore. Yes. Imagine that. Just like they permanently got the finger on the trigger in COD, so that just the dot's always there. Yes, please. If someone is putting hundreds of hours into Outriders, they should automatically get a ban. I've done that one already. Now, mate, I'll have the traditional vinegar, please. Pissing on my chips? No, I'll solve vinegar. It's crime and punishment, not crime and break even. Exactly. Touche. Good phrase. I like that one. Excellent series on MK Ultra Shortcuts. I'm clicking the link. Mario Kart Ultra Shortcuts. Okay. I was thinking, like, is this going to be a mouse and keyboard? That's what I instantly thought when I said MK. But yeah, I'll watch that. I bet that one that I was on about is in there, as well as Bibby's like wall jump thing. Yeah, you have to be careful what we class as cheating. Exploiting any known bugs is cheating. Using hacks, unauthorized scripts, etc., all cheating. But a lot of games have mechanical flaws which good players often use to capitalize on. Kickoff glitch is an example. It's not actually cheating. It's just bending the game's mechanics to your advantage. The Pro Evo cutbacks, big exploit, but not cheating, not a bug. Exactly. That's what I mean when I say that. Those are
The
conversations.
near post corner as well.
Yeah, those are things that I will listen to. There was a thing, I don't know if it's still in PES now. There used to be a free kick that I remember Eterito telling me that's how we were scoring so many free kicks at the fucking, I think it was like the 20th. When did we have the World Finals at Old Trafford? 2014, 15 kind of time. And there was like something where you pressed like one button and it put the free kick one way and then it free kicked it the other way. 2014 Old Trafford, there you go. So that it's not a cheat. It's using the game, and those where I'll have the conversations of. It's not a cheat. A kickoff glitch isn't a cheat. Doesn't necessarily mean it's sportsmanlike, and that's the issue. Being sportsmanlike, if it's not against the rules, is not cheating. It's just against the gentleman's conduct kind of thing. So, yeah. PES stream snipers who beat you, totally fine with that. But then start rainbow flicking the ball and mucking about. Nah, yeah, exactly. That's just someone that they don't want to play you. They want to interrupt your stream, and that's the different thing. Some people want to play you on stream because I'm playing against someone.
And they want to try and humiliate, don't they?
Yeah, exactly. And it's not about the gameplay then. It's about it's even though you're playing on the pitch, it's about everything off the pitch. That's where they're getting their victory, so they can just get in the fucking sea. I've never heard that said in my life. Well, you are
To get in the sea.
Yeah, exactly.
I've not heard that one before.
I've never heard that said in my life, says Gary. Well, you just pissed on my chips now. Cheers, mate. I would love to stream Sniper Rifle Grade 1 PUBG. Get out of here. I'm too good. You won't even catch me. I'd be like Ace Ventura driving down the road. I'll catch the bullet in my teeth. Ding. Outriders is an amazing game. It's better than Destiny. It says ads.
I can't believe that.
I can never tell if ads is if he's like just reeling people in or not. I don't know.
That can't be true.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Are you trolling or not? Defiance TV show was on Sci-Fi Channel for what it's worth. Destiny is just pay for DLC or don't progress. Outriders is definitely not better than Destiny. Different, maybe.
The Outrider. What was it? What did he say? Destiny is just pay for DLC or don't progress. Oh, well, you might as well put ESO, World of Warcraft, and any other game that uses expansion packs into that as well, because that doesn't make any sense. Like, the level cap is there for a reason, and when the new game comes out, the level cap increases with more content, more weapons, more armor, whatever it is that Destiny is actually based off of. I've never reached max level, so I genuinely have no idea. But I would hazard a guess as to that isn't, in my opinion. I'm not going to force anything on anybody else, but in my opinion, I don't agree with that whatsoever. There's a reason these MMO and live service games have these abilities to be able to put expansion packs out to increase the game.
Baby wants to fight, basically. I think that's what we'll take from that. Nice.
Well, I'll always be a believer of live service and MMO-esque type games that are done well, and I will always advocate for those because there's no better feeling than, like, I've just got the Greymore and what the fuck,
Morrowind?
If it's a Dark Alliance, the new DLC for ESO, to increase the level cap.
Do you play ESO, babe?
I don't know, Graham.
It's a nice order you've got there. Yeah. Dex says the glitch was a lock on free kicks. Press 2 in the direction of where you want to aim. Press R2 in the direction of where you want to aim. Choose different direction, and it still goes in the direction you locked and the direction you're looking at on screen. Yeah. Like is that double bluffing? Is that so? It's yeah. Outriders is not better than Destiny 2, and I'm not even a Destiny player. 100% is better, just no one's giving it a chance. Okay, you guys fight. While you guys fight, I'll jump into the last story because we are running out of time pretty quickly. And this one, we usually try to finish the week on a positive, but today we thought, you know what, fuck that. We're not going to tell you about free games and games that you can play that won't cost you any money. We're talking about games that you're not going to be able to play at all. As the final story of the day is Back for Blood has been delayed to October 2021. Drip feed, this is written also by Wesley Yin-Poole at Eurogamer. It says Back for Blood has been delayed by 4 months. It was due out on the 18th of June. It's now due out on the 12th of October. In a statement, developer Turtle Rock said it needs more time to make the co-op shooter the best it can possibly be at launch. Turtle Rock added there will be an open beta this summer. Back for Blood is everything I'd want from a new Left 4 Dead, wrote Eurogamer's Martin in his hands-on preview. So short and sweet, or not so sweet, as Back for Blood has had a 4-month delay. Were you looking forward to Back for Blood, babe?
I was. I'm fairly certain I actually streamed this game when we got the beta, because we did actually give some keys out. We got extra keys, and obviously to you guys that are subscribers, you did have the opportunity to be able to grab one of these from the loot drop section. I really enjoyed it. I'm a massive fan of the Left 4 Dead franchise, so being able to play a game that was, again, the similar ilk to those was fantastic. 4 months in the grand scheme of things isn't a long time. So if that's what they need, if that's what they think that they need to make this game to their expectations, absolutely fine. Take the 4 months, my friend. We'll be seeing you in October. Is that when it said October?
October 12th, yes.
Yeah, see you in October.
Yeah,
I'm happy with that.
I agree. It's just par for the course right now. Game's not quite ready. Needs a bit more time. Take the time. Take the time. Don't do a Cyberpunk. Jobs are good. Because if not, we will talk about your game every day for 4 months, like we did with the Cyberscoop, starting September last year, finishing like January this year or whatever it was. Nice. There you go.
You just mentioned it then. Don't do and then you insert the name of the game. So do you want to be included with those? You probably don't. Not that I think Back 4 Blood will even be half the game that Cyberpunk was meant to be. Left 4 Dead is a game that's still going now, to a degree. I think it actually got its first map update in about 10 years, a couple of months ago. So those games kind of live on forever. They're not storyline heavy driven. It's just you get a gun, shoot as many zombies as you can, get to the other end of the map. So it's not going to have a massive storyline to it. But at the same time, it's got a massive player. It will have a massive player base, especially the Left 4 Dead. If it's still going now, the player base was huge. It's a whole different genre of games if you haven't played those. So yeah, don't be included in that list. I think it will be a very welcomed game when it arrives. Let's just hope that it has the same kind of success that the Left 4 Dead franchise did.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. We will keep you updated with that success. But for now, though, we are going to disappear. And just as we disappear, Mr. Sepp, thank you very much for the host. Appreciate you being here. How's things? How's things, dude?
Nice one, Shagger.
Appreciate the host. We are going to disappear, but anyone that does drop a host on the channel, we appreciate it. It does help the channel get more exposure. Obviously, more views gets you put in front of more people. So more viewers leads to more viewers. So we appreciate anyone that does drop a host, anyone that drops a raid, anyone that just lurks around in the chat. You guys make this work, so thank you very, very much. As mentioned, we do this on the side. We work in the games industry for Jelly Media, and we do the streaming stuff for Ice Cream uploads. So Jelly Media and Ice Cream, Jelly and Ice Cream, nice.
Hey.
So that's kind of how it works. So we do this around that, which is why we start each and every single weekday, not at 10 a.m., but at 10 a.m.-ish. So there you go. We are going to disappear now, though, but we will be jumping back on with some Pez. Nice. Nice. Do you want a game of football? Want a game of soccer? Is it football? Soccer? All around the world. Football. Okay, you get what I'm doing. So we will jump off and drop back on pretty quickly with some games of Pez. If you want to join us, then feel free to stick around in the channel. We're not going to drop a raid or anything on anyone because we will be jumping back on. So there's no point sending you elsewhere just so you can come back. Just linger. Talk amongst yourselves. It's fine. Before we do that though, babe, for the last time for a good old week since you won't be around, is there anything else that would you like to add?
Yes, again, thank you very much for joining us all this week. I've said it every single day this week, and I will be consistent and say it again today. It has been so fast this week. It's gone so quick. So I appreciate every single one of you that have been able to stick around, host, follow, because that's free, by the way, and subscribe to us. We very much appreciate all the money that we get ends up going back into the stream in some way or another. So we very much appreciate that. But if you do have any video game news that you want us to talk about, you want to shape our show, then there's two ways that you can do that. First of all, find us on social media at Ice Cream Uploads across all major social media platforms. Secondly, get into our Discord. There is an area in there called The Scoop. All we need from you is a URL plus your thoughts and impressions. We'll then give you our thoughts and impressions on what day next week and at what time, Mr. Graham Day.
Well, just before that, he said our thoughts and impressions. He means my thoughts and impressions because we're not going to get his. Although we probably will get his. He'll jump into the chat. You know what it's like. But we will give you those thoughts and impressions on Monday at 10 a.m. ish. and that's kind of the way it goes. I may be on my own. I may be joined by some of you guys or some very special guests. So the only way you can find out is by dropping back. As Bibi said, it's free to drop a follow on the channel. It doesn't cost you anything. And you can do it right now, and you'll get notified when we do go live with Pez shortly, and when we do go live on Monday with the next episode of The Scoop, and anything after or in between too. So do that now. Do it now. Now. Okay, you get it. Okay, that's it.
No.
Now, please. Anyway, we're going to disappear. We will see you for Pez. See you in a few. Until then, Bibi, what you go on. You're not here for a week. Go on.
Stay frosty, yeah.